Hello everyone, what's up? Well, today's video I thought we should rekindle back the Tarantula Mythbuster series, one of my most popular series yet to date. So, since this is number 30, we are going to cover a New World species. So, for this reason I'm going to be selecting the E.campestratus genus, namely the E.campestratus and the Wegenbergi. In my opinion, two of the most popular and most suitable tarantulas for the new time hobbyists. So I have my two specimens here to show you and demonstrate. These are awesome species to collect, and hope you enjoy it. So again, we're going to follow back our popular rubric, and I really hope you enjoy it. Okay, so the common name of this species for the E.campestratus is called the pink zebra beauty, commonly labeled as PZB. Now the Wegenbergi is known as the white-collared. I really like these common names because there's only one of them, not like E.smithi, which has 5 different names for the same species. Okay, so the Latin names are as follows. The pink zebra beauty is called E.campestratus, and the Wegenbergi, or the white-collared, is E.campestratus wegenbergi. I just said it. And this is how you pronounce it. E.campestratus, campestratus, and wegenbergi. So it's kind of hard name to pronounce because of the J's and the G's. But when you look at it this way, it's pretty easy. Now the availability, the price range, and so forth. So in pet stores you're never likely going to find species of this caliber because they are just too rare in the hobby, and you can only find them in online dealers like in Canada. Tarantula Canada has some for $50 around an inch. You can try to look for dealers like kenthebugguy.com, petcenterusa.net, SwiftSimfords.com, and then if you're in the UK, you can try virginiacheeseman.co.uk or thespidershop.co.uk and see if they have any available for sale. So the prices range from $50 for about an inch to about $250 for an adult female. Okay, so let's have a look at my specimens and then we'll demonstrate to you the growth rate of the species. So here is Yasmin. She is a 4.5-inch female, E.campestratus. This was actually the very first tarantula that I bought from Tarantula Canada back in the year 2007. So she's been with me for about 4 years. She's not full grown yet. E.campestratus can attain around a good 6 inches, very similar size to Curly Sue. But here you can see this is what a female E.campestratus looks like. You can note the very characteristic of the genus is that it has very thick hind legs on the specimen. And you can see why they call it the pink zebra beauty, because of its striped knees, which are very similar to the ones found on Ephopus moranus and Phonopelma seemani. But what differs between E.smithi and this species is that it does not have the characteristic orange spinnerets that they have. So I do want to note to you that this Campestratus does have a different colored underside. If it were seemani, you would have a pure orange one. So you can see my specimen is actually a little skittish than most, but she is definitely very handleable. If I can try to demonstrate it. go. See, very friendly species. In my opinion, very handleable compared to your G. rosea. Except mine is a little bit skittish. Of course, she's just a juvenile female. But once they age into old adult specimens, they tend to mellow out. So that's what an E.campestratus looks like. The growth rate is very, very slow. It'll take around 5 to 7 years to fully mature out, just like your B.smithi. Okay. And mature males do possess tibial hooks. The only difference is that with E.campestratus mature males is that they will have a very dark blue carapace instead of a gray that you see right here. So that's pretty much how you can tell a male from a female. Now, granted, I haven't really seen adult specimens of this particular one, but this one right here is called the E.campestratus wagenbergi. This is known as the white-collared. Very similar looking to the Campestratus. Well, in size that is. They don't really get very large. You get around having a 4.5 inches. Typical of your B.smithi and your A.calcodes. So I can see she's very friendly. She just freshly molted maybe no less than around 2 or 3 days ago, so I'm not going to handle her. As you can see, this one is around an inch. Granted, a kidney Watt, this specimen has not molted in around 2 years. Since I got her, she only molted twice in my care. And I think I got her in early 2009. So it is a very, very slow growing species. But what you get out of it, it's an incredibly long lifespan. Females will live around 25 to 30 years. Males will probably live around 6 to 10, depending on how often you feed them. So Serena is a very awesome specimen, very handleable, and you can see she's much more calmer than little Yasmin. Okay, so I described that. Now about the care sheet of this species. Both the E.campestratus and E. wagenbergi come from South America, namely Paraguay and parts of Chile. So they can be kept very similar to the G. rosea. They like it fairly dry with a water dish, and temperature-wise you can keep them between 75 degrees Fahrenheit to 80 degrees Fahrenheit and they'll survive miraculously. As you can see, I don't use any heat mats for teas, I just don't like them. So slings can be kept in pill jars or deli containers like this, and an adult female will be perfectly well cared for in a critter keeper like this, or you can house them in those 6-liter shoebox enclosures. So this is typical of terrestrial species, which will fit a E.campestratus fine. This is actually my 6-inch female B. vagans, so E.campestratus will probably get slightly smaller than that. But as I said, it's a very cool species to own. I will do a B. vagans very soon in due time, because it's worth noting about the species. Alright, now for handleability. Well, I just proved to you that the E.campestratus and the E. wagenbergi are very handleable specimens. And I do recommend this definitely for the first time owner who's just starting to get into the tea hobby and wants a good tarantula as their first one. These are much better than rosea, is that they rarely fast and they eat like crazy. And they're somewhat predictable in their temperaments. Granted, shouldn't be saying that because teas have very unpredictable temperaments and each individual tarantula varies. Like for example, you have G. roseas that can be very super docile, and then you can have some that are not so docile and quite actually nasty tempered. But this one here, it's pretty calm for the size that she is now. She can be a little bit skittish, but once she gets out and about, she makes a very good pet for the first time owner. Now for breeding these species, I really have no experience on breeding E.campestratus, as that I can't find any mature males as of yet. I'm just waiting for Yasmin to fully mature out, then I'll start looking for them. But from what I can probably say with confidence is that they're very similar to G. rosea. You can expect some fights, but slings will probably get maybe 300 to 600 depending on the sack. So not bad. And recommendations, like I said, what an awesome first choice for a first-time hobbyist. It's just such a shame that these species are so hard to find and not commonly available in pet stores other than the G. rosea. I don't find G. rosea to be particularly the best tea to start off with. I definitely recommend this one and the B.albopilosum or B.smithi as a much better first choices. So I do hope you enjoyed this awesome Tarantula Mythbuster video. And the next one we're going to be tackling on is the Chilobrachy species. I only have the Iguana sinensis, but I'm sure it's going to apply to many of the members in the genus. So, hope you enjoyed this awesome video, guys, and thanks for watching.